Sustainable procurement.
Duurzaam inkopen.
Compras sostenibles.
지속 가능한
Compras
조달.
sustentáveis.
Achat responsable.
الشراء المستدام.
hållbar upphandling. The reason why we need an ISO standard for sustainable procurement is basically the two words, sustainable and procurement. The current means of the world, or the ways of the world, is unsustainable, and the procurement practices of the world should of course contribute to sustainable development, and they are not fully doing that, so we need an ISO standard on sustainable procurement.
À travers les achats, on a un impact très important sur l'utilisation de ressources et donc sur la dégradation environnementale, sur la pollution, sur les émissions de gaz à effet de serre, sur les aspects sociaux. Tout ça fait en sorte qu'il est urgent de mieux acheter. Et pour mieux acheter, il faut apprendre à mieux acheter. Et la norme nous permet d'apprendre à mettre en place donc des pratiques d'achat qui sont en lien, qui produisent du développement durable.
Most organisations deliver what they do through their supply chains. So typically anything from 40 to 80% of the revenue of an organisation or the funds of a government-backed organisation go to the supply chain. So if you're serious about sustainability and if you want to deliver sustainable products, services to your customers, then you need to deliver them through your supply chain. In order to do that, you need a standard to help you.
Business and suppliers really need a consistent roadmap. The social responsibility ISO provides some very high-level guidelines, and as a procurement practitioner and any organisation, you need some kind of basis in which to start.
ISO 20400 is about sustainable procurement, so making sure multiple different types of organizations, whether public, private, large, small, multinational or not, think about the triple bottom line, the planet, environment, the social aspects, the economic aspects, and purchasing, and picking any level of that and moving forward and bringing sustainable procurement when they do purchases.
La necesidad de los países es tener entendimientos comunes en algunos temas que se pueden interpretar de diferentes maneras en diferentes culturas.
We need an ISO for sustainable procurement because the market is asking for it. A lot of people were asking this kind of guidance when we suggested it, and especially in the procurement function, procurement world.
Uma norma de compras sustentáveis é muito importante porque pode ajudar as empresas a aprender com as outras. As organizações todas podem aprender com as outras em como agregar a sustentabilidade ao seu processo de compras para alavancar a escala da sua contribuição.
A ISO 20400 é uma norma guia que vai auxiliar as empresas a adotar compras sustentáveis. Ela traz orientações e direção para a implantação de compras sustentáveis por qualquer tipo de organização.
In a nutshell, the standard is built around different sections that cover first the key definitions of sustainable procurement, because we need to speak the same language. The ABCs of sustainable procurement, and that is to say the fundamental concepts and principles that an organization should apply, such as exercising due diligence or using global cost methods. And then it describes the procurement activity at different levels: policy and strategy, organization, procurement process, and it tells you how you should integrate sustainability as a BAU consideration.
If we look at the content of the standard, it's about principles for sustainable procurement. It's about subjects and what subjects to talk about and not to talk about. It's about category analysis. It's about organizing the process for buyers on when and how to ask questions on sustainability.
I think one of the most important benefits is to have the guidance of well-established good practices that had consensus all over the world among experts of any different countries, several different countries with several different levels of development and so on. So that's good guidance that is pragmatic, realistic, and is applicable to all kinds of organizations, public, private, small organization, big organization.
Donc les entreprises qui ne savent pas du tout par où commencer vont se retrouver avec un texte qui va les aider étape par étape à savoir comment s'y prendre.
The main aim of ISO is to produce international standards. ISO is a federation of national standards body, and so the idea is to have international standards that are accepted and used all over the world.
ISO is ISO, so it means it's very wide. ISO is dealing with 167 countries, and procurement is very frequently international. Large companies, multinational companies source their procurement from all over the world. So it is very important that we use a reference organization that is recognized also all over the world.
Any international standard that is credible needs to have been produced through a credible process. And the ISO process is rather credible because it's based on an open, transparent and consensus-based approach.
The process to create an ISO standard is a very long one and it feels very bureaucratic and quite tedious, but actually it works. So there's been a coming together of some 35 different countries and a series of drafts and rounds of comments on the standard, which means a lot of hard work for the committee to actually take on board every single comment. But it's an inclusive process, and by taking part in that inclusive process, we hope the standard will be adopted very widely.
On a travaillé avec beaucoup de professionnels sur cette norme, beaucoup d'acheteurs. Et on a travaillé aussi avec des experts sur la responsabilité sociétale des entreprises, mais aussi beaucoup d'acheteurs. Et on espère que cette norme, et on souhaite que cette norme soit très pratique et opérationnelle pour l'ensemble des acheteurs dans le monde.
実際この企画の場合はですね、ガイダンスドキュメントということなので、実際にこのそれぞれの組織がですね、この企画を読んでですね、具体的に自分たちの組織に当てはめていくと、そういった使い方がされると思います。
Primeiros passos, primeiro ler a norma. Ler a norma, compreender o contexto da norma, avaliar o seu próprio negócio e verificar a aderência da norma ao seu negócio e a partir daí começar os passos naturais, definir uma política, convencer as altas partes e ir implantando naquilo que couber no seu tipo de negócio.
ISO attempts to standardize the process of sustainable procurement, also allowing companies to benchmark themselves against a standard and see where they are with sustainable procurement and where they can improve.
In my country, Egypt, we have the national organizations are highly interested in applying ISO standards because they feel that ISO standards are considered to be the tool to promote their competitiveness, to open new markets for their products, their services that they offer, also raising the confidence of consumers in their products, and this of course will be reflected in their productivity and profitability.
It will really help those people involved in the procurement process to take the right decisions when dealing with sustainability. I'm not talking only about procurement professionals, but anybody involved in the procurement decision-making process. It can be sustainability people, it can be engineers, it can be anybody.
20,400 is really important because it actually provides you guidelines through each of the steps from strategy through to implementation. Procurement can be quite complex, so having some kind of basis in which to be able to make those decisions is actually really helpful.
Il y a une systématique dans la norme qui est vraiment intéressante parce qu'elle permet de ne pas se disperser. Elle va y aller vraiment à niveau de l'organisation par niveau. On va commencer par le top, le CEO a ses devoirs à faire, le middle management a ses devoirs à faire, et puis les gens qui font du procurement au jour le jour. Donc ça, je pense que c'est le plus gros avantage d'ISO 20400.
やはりこの国際規格ということですから、国際的な合意を得た文章ですので、ある意味で組織がですね、こういった持続可能な調達を導入する際に独りよがりにならずにですね、国際的にコンセンサスを得たやり方で導入することができるというのが大きな利点ではないかと思います。
Va a ser un excelente impulsor de que sobre todo las pequeñas empresas o pequeñas y medianas empresas incorporen en su quehacer diario estos objetivos de desarrollo sostenible, esta Agenda 2030 que nos está proponiendo el siglo XXI.
Procurement is often about lowest price, but there's many benefits to sustainable procurement. For example, supply chain security. It's about supply chain risks, about investor confidence. It's about making your employees proud of what you do as a company. And if you're smart about it, you can even save money with it.
I think the benefits for business will be to start to dispel this myth that sustainability costs more. If we can have good competitive markets for sustainable products and services, we can save money and deliver better environmental, social and economic outcomes.
Bom, eu creio que o mais excitante ou mais importante da participação dessa norma é uma forma concreta de ajudar todas as organizações a melhorar a sua contribuição para a sustentabilidade.
On est vraiment très heureux en tant que Nations Unies, en tant que PNUE, d'avoir fait partie, de faire partie de cette aventure de la mise en place de la norme, parce que la norme va être essentielle pour soutenir notre action et pour donner de la force à nos actions dans le domaine.
I hope that ISO can continue in dealing with good governance, sustainable production and consumption. So we need more standards at tackling social issues that we need to achieve sustainability of our world.
It's important to people, right? I have 2 daughters. We need to do better. You know, we're not doing well. And even if some of us are doing well, we're not doing well enough. So that so many different people are enthused about this and want a good guidance document is, I think, what excites me the most, because that means there's going to be change and we're going to do better than we're doing today.
I think the future is quite exciting for procurement people. Why? Because not a long time ago, they were considered only as an administrative function or a cost killer. But now procurement is becoming a business partner, contributing to the strategy of the organization. And you know what? Sustainability is a key strategic concern. So by implementing sustainable procurement professionals are changing the profile in the organizations. I think that's really good.
J'aimerais dire comme Sénèque, ce n'est pas parce que les choses sont difficiles que nous n'osons pas, c'est parce que nous n'osons pas qu'elles sont difficiles. Donc on va oser le coût global et je suis sûre que ça changera énormément les choses à l'avenir.
I think what excites me about this project, and I would say probably the same for everybody around the table, in that we find that this project is useful for society.